Hello everyone, welcome to Fullmoon Movies. Eyes Wide Shut is a film that doesn't reveal itself all at once. Even decades after its release, it remains one of the most unsettling, misinterpreted, and quietly provocative works in Stanley Kubrick's career. Watching it today through the Criterion Collection 4K restoration doesn't make the film clearer in a conventional sense, but it does make its intentions, textures, and emotional unease far more palpable. Now, this is not a film about secret societies in the way conspiracy culture has tried to claim it. It is a film about intimacy, power, jealousy, fantasy, and the fragile illusions that hold marriage and identity together. At its surface, Eyes Wide Shut follows Dr. Bill Harford, played by Tom Cruise, over the course of a long night after his wife Alice, played by Nicole Kidman, admits to sexual fantasy that threatens his sense of control and masculine certainty. But Kubrick is never interested in plot mechanics alone. This is a psychological descent, not a thriller in the traditional sense. The events Bill encounters feel deliberately unreal, ritualistic, repetitive, dreamlike, because the film is structured like a walking dream filled with wounded ego and suppressed desire. The Criterion 4K presentation is crucial here. Kubrick's careful lighting design, cool blues, warm Christmas reds, deep shadows, now carries a greater dimensionality. Interiors feel heavier, more enclosed. Faces appear slightly detached from the environments, reinforcing the sense that these characters are emotionally isolated even when standing inches apart. The film has always been visually precise, but in 4K, that precision feels almost surgical. Tom Cruise's performance is often misunderstood. Bill Harford is not meant to be a charismatic or heroic. He is deliberately passive, reactive, and emotionally immature. Cruise plays him as a man accustomed to social authority like wealth, profession, status, who suddenly realizes that these things offer no protections against inner insecurity. Bill's journey through New York is not one of empowerment, but humiliation after humiliation. Every encounter strips away his confidence until he is reduced to a frightened observer. Nicole Kidman's Alice, by contrast, is the emotional core of the film. Her confession scene, quite raw and devastating, is one of the most important moments in Kubrick's entire body of work. Alice doesn't confess to an affair, but to a thought, a desire, a fantasy. Now, that distinction is critical. Kubrick suggests that desire itself is destabilizing, even when unpacked upon. In 4K, Kidman's facial expressions during this scene are even more striking. There's pain, honesty, cruelty, and vulnerability all at once. Alice understands something Bill does not, that marriage is built not on purity but on negotiated illusions. The infamous mask ritual sequence is often treated as the film's centerpiece, but its real power lies in how emotionally empty it feels. The ceremony is cold, formal, mechanical. Sexuality is stripped of intimacy and transformed into hierarchy. Bill is not aroused here, he is exposed. The ritual reveals power structures rather than pleasure. Kubrick frames this space not as forbidden temptation, but a system Bill doesn't really belong to and cannot comprehend. What's unsettling is not the orgy itself, but how casually it exists. There is no revelation, no climactic truth, only the quiet understanding that power operates beyond Bill's reach, indifferent to his moral panic. The 4K clarity enhances the ritual's artificiality. The mask feels more lifeless, the body is more staged, reinforcing Kubrick's critique of performative sexuality. One of the film's most misunderstood aspects is its pacing. Kubrick stretches time, allowing scenes to breathe past comfort. Conversations linger, walks feels endless. Now, this isn't just indulgence, it's design. The film places the viewer in Bill's psychological state, where anxiety amplifies time and uncertainty distorts perception. Watching this now in an era of fast-cut cinema, the film feels even more confrontational. Music plays a vital role in sustaining this tension. Jocelyn Pook's haunting piano motif repeats like a warning signal, while the use of classical pieces creates emotional dissonance. In Criterion's audio presentation, these sounds feel more enveloping, almost intrusive. Silence too becomes a tool. Kubrick just lets the empty space speak. The Christmas setting is not incidental, lights decorate nearly every frame, yet warmth is absent. Kubrick uses the holiday backdrop to underline emotional discontent. It's like celebration masking unease, ritual masking the truth. The contrast between visual comfort and emotional instability is one of the film's quiet triumphs. What ultimately separates Eyes Wide Shut from typical erotic thrillers is its refusal to offer a moral closure. Bill does not grow stronger, he does not win. The final conversation between Bill and Alice is deliberately unresolved. Their marriage survives not because truth has been fully revealed, but because they choose honesty within limits. Kubrick suggests that relationships endure not by confronting every desire, but by acknowledging that desire itself is unstable. The Criterion Collection enhances this understanding through its supplementary materials. Interviews and archival context reinforce that Kubrick was less interested in scandal than in psychological truth. The restoration respects the film's original tone rather than modernizing it. Grain remains still intact, colors feel intentional, and the image retains its dreamlike softness. In the context of Kubrick's filmography, Eyes Wide Shut feels like a culmination. Themes of control, like A Clockwork Orange or Power by Barry Lyndon, or dehumanization that you see in 2001 Space Odyssey, converge here on an intimate scale. Now, this is Kubrick turning his analytical gaze inward towards marriage, identity, and self-deception. Now, rewatching Eyes Wide Shut in 4K doesn't make the film easier, but it definitely makes it richer. Details once overlooked now feel purposeful. Glances linger longer, silence cuts deeper. The film remains resistant to easy interpretation, and that resistance is its strength. In conclusion, Eyes Wide Shut is not about secret societies or sexual excess. It is about how little we know the people closest to us and how little we know ourselves. The Criterion 4K release doesn't solve that mystery, it actually preserves it. And that is exactly what this film demands. Not answers, but attention. Now, this movie is a must-watch.